Alright, so now that I told you about what a hunter is and a little bit about the world of spirits, I'm going to start off my first spirit lecture with demons. And I'm doing this because most people would say to start out with ghosts, but if you do run into a demon, you're going to need to know what you need to do before anything else. And since a lot of spirits act on the same wavelength, that'll give you a good idea about how to deal with a lot of things. So, what is a demon? Many people would tell you that a demon is a fallen angel, and that's actually incorrect. Fallen angels and demons are very separate entities. A fallen angel is still an angel, though it's removed some of its power, but it can still cause all kinds of terrible things to happen. A demon is actually one of two things. Um, there's this thing called the Book of Enoch, which I strongly recommend you buying. It is a wonderful biblical text. It's not considered biblical, it's considered apocrypha, but get it. And it describes this race of beings known as the Nephilim, which are a combination of angel and human babies. Um, they are said to be like giants, and they're very grotesque and horrifying and blah blah blah. And those are the reason why God sent the flood, according to Christian mythology. Um, so these Nephilim, after the flood comes, they are robbed of their material bodies and become these spirits which haunt the earth and cause wrath and destruction. So those are what we'd like to call upper level demons, or marids, sometimes ifrits. It's really the same term for the same thing. They're very powerful and they're very dangerous. Okay. The other kind of demon is a lot more prevalent. Okay, and what these are human spirits, I guess, like ghosts, who are taken to the afterlife, specifically the torturous, fiery, pain, chain link fence, Hellraiser kind of afterlife, if you get the picture. And after torture and hell have become these completely new things. Um, the Quran describes them as beings made of fire. They are that's what a demon is. They the greater demons like the Nephilim, those tend to be big movers and shakers in hell. Then these other guys, the human spirits which have been tortured and broken into these new forms, they are they are what we now call, well, I guess that's what your general demon is. Um, is actually a classification system. There are first tier demons, I guess you can call them, which are called Jan, Jann, in case you want to look it up. They're kind of like little haunting spirits. They're dangerous, but they're not so dangerous as to be especially worried about their presence. They're kind of like the equivalent to, I don't know, I guess like a pit bull, on a demonic scale. Next up, you have Jinn, Djinn, or Jinn, depending on how you spell it, which are tortured souls, which are now different. Um, you can almost see the human that they used to be, sort of like the ghost that they used to be, ripped apart and all stretched back in the face, and it's like, nah. It's really scary. They kind of look emaciated, but they're like all ripped out. They all look different, but I mean, like for the most part, they look like. But Jinn are what you commonly see. Um, those are, I guess, like your working class demon, if there was such a thing. Um, Jinn are not so far gone that they do not have any more free will, but they are no longer human, and for the most part, they tend to be pretty dangerous. Um, have you ever heard of somebody like making a deal with the devil or something? It's usually a jinn taking human form, either through possession or other means. So next tier up is called Shaitan. Now that sounds like Satan, and that's because that's where the word comes from. Satan isn't like a real guy. It's really more so like a rank, I guess, like general in the army. Shaitans are greater demons, and they're scary. They're very, very powerful. They can cause a lot more than just a simple poltergeist activity. They can do all kinds of scary things, and they're pretty terrifying to look at. But that basically marks the end of the previously human demons. Then there's Ifrits and Marids, which make up what the Nephilim became. Um, so all demons should be regarded with extreme caution, and to discover their presence, the places that they're in tend to give off a very strong odor, usually of sulfur, but not always. And although spirits do give off a lot of different odors, sulfur is generally a good one for demons. So always be on the watch out for that. Um, righty then. Demons also hate just about anything holy. So reading Bible verses if that causes activity to happen, then you know what you're dealing with for the most part. Um, Demons also hate holy water, and demons love to possess. And what possession is, I'll explain in a later video, but it's not fun. And yeah, it can get pretty scary. So yeah, demons love to haunt to kind of scare people and kind of feed off of that energy, I guess, best way to describe it. And all greater demons, and most of the lesser ones too, all follow this guy named Iblis, or Azazel. Azazel is an actual fallen angel. He is the leader of the Watchers. He's also this really bad guy. But he is the original devil, I guess is the best way to describe him. Um, he's supposedly bound beneath the desert, but there's some discrepancy about that. Anyway, Azazel's a bad guy, so if you hear that name, just go. Like, wherever you're at, go like 2 bazillion miles in the opposite, like, four corners, just go. um, yeah. Demons tend to act very erratically, almost like animals for the most part, scratching at the walls, harming people. Demons are really big on scratching, so if scratch starts showing up, that's usually a Jan trying to claw at people. That's usually indicative of demons. Um, there's also several supernatural tests using magic, but I guess I'll have to show you that later. So, alrighty. If you're ever investigating a place and you see signs of scratching, there's scary voices and strange noises and smells that stank, almost like rotting meat sometimes, which is not pleasant. And yeah, if these entities will make themselves known, just get out of there, especially if you're a newbie. Stick to ghosts, they can be easier to deal with. Demons will not stop until you are sufficiently harmed or they jump inside you. So, yeah, stay away. And if you need to get protection, I will show you how to do that in a video very soon. So just stick with me, okay? Alright, good night and God bless.